Hey guys, and welcome back to Lighthouse Journey today. So, this lighthouse today got to really test her patience as I just got back from MVA. And for those of you that ever been there, know that going to MVA is pretty much spending your entire afternoon there just sitting, staring around. So, as I was sitting there with my grandmother, we needed to get some new IDs. I was looking around and I was remembering to the last time when I was there. And last time I was there, I was very young, probably like 16, 17, but so much has changed. And one of the biggest things for me was patience and just figuring out how to sit out without freaking out for over an hour and a half without really much to do. So patience has been a huge factor in my life, and it's going to be a huge factor in your life as you're starting to wake up and you're starting to really try to not get so emotional or attached to everything around you. And literally, patience is something that we use with everyone and everywhere. One of the biggest things for you is probably sitting in traffic and not having road rage, having enough patience to let someone cut in front of you, and not freak out and not go out chasing and, trying to beep the horn or whatnot. Another thing practicing patience with is family. For me, it has been major, like major patient tester because we have recently moved into a new house and doing construction work and, renovations with your family members is pretty much like the ultimate testament to your relationship and to your patience. And my mom will let you know that I probably failed, probably many times, because I will do things like whatever, like painting the walls, like the whole house, walls, everything, wallpaper, like we've done a lot all together with my mom and grandma. But literally, there are days when I'll start it, I do it, and I just freaking hate it. But I know it needs to get done. So that's when I catch myself thinking, like, okay, this is universe testing my patience. It's giving me an opportunity to calm my ass down, come back within and ask myself, why am I being bothered in this moment? What is being triggered on the inside that is testing me right now, that is like putting this anger out? Like, what the hell is going on? So every time that happens, I always try to, well, calm my ass down, but that's not always working. The journey is never perfect, and it's always a work in progress. But I do catch myself definitely trying to recognize my impatience, especially on the road and with other people. So today at MVA, I really just kind of enjoyed sitting there. Like, I was finding stillness, I was just looking around, just observing people, observing without judgment. And without judgment is like the hardest part probably for a lot of people. Like for my grandma who's like sitting next to me and just like, just picking out at people and just mentioning, the grandma stuff. So I was just like, grandma, like try to like look around without judging, without, making commentary. Just see people and accept them for who they are, what they're wearing, what their hair looks like. Just watch the people. So I spent my hour and a half at MVA today just observing until it was my turn. So yeah, it was quite a journey. And if your life seems to go too fast and you don't know what to do, take a look and go to MVA, because there was actually a really funny poster there that said, when life seems to move too fast, come to MVA. Something like that, because literally lines there is just taking forever. But anyway, it was a really good lesson because I got to learn more about patience and embracing patience in a new and nice, glamorous way where I learned to just really go within and not let the environment affect me. Because it's important to realize that sometimes we can't change the environment that we're in. Sometimes it sucks. And you know what? The only thing we can control is our emotions and how we react to it. And sometimes the things that happen to us are also things are beyond our control. Like I was attacked by a dog a couple months ago and I was in severe amount of pain, but I was able to channel that pain deep within and just go through myself and not let that like take over me. And the people that were with me, they were like, oh my God, like, how are you staying so calm? Like, you are bleeding, like, what's going on? But I was comfortable. I knew I was in pain, but I wasn't letting that like environment and that situation affect me and make me go crazy, because frankly sometimes we can't control. And actually, I'm sorry, most of the time you can't control shit because you think you do, but you really don't. Universe like can just slap you on the face in 1 second if you think you have control of your life or like of your environment. So it's really important to keep in mind that we're not in control. even though we think they are. And there's just so many higher forces around us that, can change things around for us. So it's just really cool to be able to observe ourselves and how we react to our situations, our environment that we're in, and to be able to channel ourselves like deep within and not let environment like affect us. So that's really, really cool. But also there's so much more to patience than just our daily lives and our struggles. Our like desire for everything in life is really, really like wanting to have it quick. And I think that is a lot to do with like American culture and how, there's fast food restaurants and, things need to be get done by lunchtime or by this time. Like, I don't know, there's just more examples that I can think of, but I think culturally, like people were raised to not have patience. And I found this really, really cool sentence that I think is really important to really incorporate into our experience, because learning to have patience is really not just about like what I mentioned earlier, but it's also part of like a deeper spiritual practice. It's a practice of awareness and just practicing to be here and now, to live in the now. So let me read you this really, really cool sentence. It says, patience involves not only the ability to tolerate delays, but also the willingness to let events unfold in their own time. So just going back to my example, sitting there at MVA, like I was just present. I knew that my number will be called when it's my time, and I was just there. So it's really important to remind ourselves to just come back to ourselves, to live in the now, to not like let things unfold too quickly, because then we're really missing the moment. Like, and the whole point of, Lighthouse Journey is to remind you of the now, of, the awareness of being present in this experience. And I myself am struggling with this many, many times, but hey, at least I'm aware, at least I'm working on myself. And that's like the whole concept of me starting this whole channel, is to slowly let you know that it's okay to not be where you might think you need to be, but to rather embrace where you're going and where you are right now, because it's beautiful. Like, just looking back, 5 years ago, where was I? Who was I? What was I doing? And looking like where I am now, and it's like, wow, what a change. What an incredible journey I have had so far. Like, I don't really even want to look in the future, because I know like great things are going to be. Like, I know that. I don't like, sometimes, yes, I hurry up and I want to talk about like where I'm going to do, where I'm going to work, how many kids I'm going to have, but that's giving me anxiety, because if you think about it, like if you think of the future, most of the times you have anxiety. If you think about the past, sometimes or a lot of times you like depressed. So that's why they say live in the now, because when you're now, right here, right now, that's when you experience the happiness. Because in the moment right now, there is nothing wrong. Yes, you might have bills due tomorrow or the next week. Yes, you might have to run some errands, but that's not now. That's like later. So that's kind of cool to remind ourselves to bring focus into the now, into right here, and to practice the patience. And that's really huge also with meditation, but I'm not getting into that till next time. But I think it's just really, really cool to remind ourselves and myself that patience is a virtue, and it's really hard work for many of us to just find stillness and to be okay with where we are right here, right now. And if you're struggling, please know that you're not the only one. I'm just so joining you on this path of the struggles, the daily life struggles. But it's okay, because we're all happening all around each other. We're all co-creating together, and it's just going to get better from here on out. So thank you once again for joining and tuning in with me today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions, I will definitely take those as well. So thank you guys very much. Namaste. Until next time. Bye.